What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rec Room. I'm your boy Tony the Brick Whisperer. Today is a big day. Got my Army football jersey on because today is the big Army Navy game. Go Army, beat Navy. We do a big thing here at the Brick Whisperer House every year. Looking forward to this one. Wanted to try and knock out a quick video before the game got started. So fingers crossed I do not have any issues. We will see, because I just found that I had spent the last 10 minutes getting this video going and my microphone wasn't even on. Yeah, good job, Tony. Good job. So hey, quick disclaimer, Lego hasn't given me anything. Bricks and Minifigs Avondale hasn't given me anything. This all has come from the Brick Whisperer collection. And when it came to the Winter Village, as it started to get built up, Mrs. Brick Whisperer started getting more and more excited. So in the last video, I had made comment about how the village was just about done, and then two more things got added. But that's for another video later on down the road. We will take care of that when the time comes. In the here and now, the village is done. What we're about to see is just some of the stuff that's getting added along the way, and once we finally get to that final build, then we'll show off the whole thing. So before we dive into the very first build, real quick, let me apologize to everybody, because the very first build was the first time that I had shot a build on my new camera here, and Mrs. Brick Whisperer had noticed that autofocus and how it would kind of do that zoom in, zoom out, the focusing deal. And so we had turned it off. We had set up for a new camera angle to do a build. Let me know what you think of the angle. If you guys like the angle, we'll see about shooting another one with the autofocus on. But let's dive in to our first build. Boom! Set number 10245, Santa's Workshop. So let's just jump in, feet first. Let's get it done. Here we go. Okay, and we're off. So this is what I'm talking about. Things are a little blurry. So yeah, my bad. I was trying to get this camera figured out. I guess, it's one of those, it's a little too late now. So we're just going to have a slight blurry video to watch. Please ignore the date and timestamp up in the upper left corner there. I have since this video gotten rid of that date and timestamp. So it might be in the next build. I don't know for sure, but I have eliminated it. So Santa's Workshop. So this set was a Lego Creator Expert set that was released on the 1st of October of 2014, and it was retired on the 31st of December of 2016. Recommended retail price of $70. So for 883 pieces, this set took me a little more than an hour to get knocked out. Right here I am working on Santa's sleigh and his brick-built reindeer. So the reindeer, like I just said, the reindeer are brick-built, not like the other standalone released Santa's sleigh where they had actually used molds to create the actual reindeer for that set. But that's okay. This is, hey, this set is, what, 11 years old? And one thing that I tell a lot of people when they come into the store, and especially when they see Millennium Falcons, the first time that Lego releases a set, they came up with the idea, they came up with the instructions, the pieces, and how to get it all together to look like that particular set. And as time goes on, and as different pieces get made, they're able to take a look at that prior set, scratch their heads, and let's come up with different ways to have this set built. And essentially that's what they did with the Millennium Falcon quite a few times. If I'm not mistaken, there's somewhere around 36 different Millennium Falcons out there. Um, and they kind of did the same thing with Santa's sleigh. All right, so we're gonna get this workshop quickly knocked out. Let me tell you. So the Christmas Village, like I said, is just about done. It is done. Over the course of 2026, then I'm going to start making additions in terms of landscaping and figuring out where to place things because it is quite full. Number one. Number two, it's just the hardwood top for the TV stand. So I'm going to start incorporating some Mills plates. And for those of you that don't know, MILS, MILS, stands for the Modular Integrated Landscaping System. So if you've ever held a base plate with something on it, that base plate kind of wobbles. It's very loose. And so one of the great things about making a Mills plate is it does add a lot of stability. And on top of that, you can then take a very large build, such as a landscape, and take it apart in sections instead of having to, essentially break things down, remove this item, remove that item. So over the course of 2026, that is the goal. Mrs. Brick Whisperer has also found that, I have some light kits on some of my Star Wars sets. Mrs. Brick Whisperer said, I wonder if they make light kits for some of these Christmas sets so we can light up the Christmas lights. Yep, I showed her that that can happen. So, over the course of 2026, not only are we going to try and add some Mills plates and some landscaping, we're also going to try and light these things up. So, this is the first year of our Lego Winter Village. Let's see what improvements we can make between now and next year. Alright, so we're just trucking right along. Now, don't ask me how long I've been building at this point in the video because I do not know. But we're almost there. That I can promise you. So you see me build something real quick, and you see me turn around and jump out of frame. I wanted to try and make this semi as streamlined as possible. So as I was getting things built, when I got done with that particular item, I then just immediately turned around and slapped it up onto the turntable, like this. And oh my goodness, the focus, it leaves something to be desired, doesn't it? But that's what I was doing. I was trying to make this as streamlined as possible. Go from the build straight over here, and it did save some time to where I could get quite a few built over this past weekend. A great build. One of the I don't necessarily want to call it a difficulty, but an obstacle, if you will, when I had the entire village put together, was little hands. And I'm not talking about the Lego minifigures hands. I'm talking about children. So we had a big thing this past weekend, and I'm not gonna lie. I had set out a huge bin of. In fact, there it is, right there. I had set that out for all the little ones to go play. Well, let's face it, little ones want to see with their hands as well as their eyes. And Santa's Workshop was no exception. Some of the elves got moved around, but that, you know what? It's okay. Lego is meant to be messed with. It's meant to get taken apart, put back together, you name it. So no worries, but everything's looking good right now. And with that, we are going to jump into our next build. Boom! Set number 40416, the ice skating rink. Very cool little build. As you can see, based on the picture here, I'm trying to get it into frame. You spin this little gear, and the ice skaters spin. Very cool set. So let's get this knocked out. Here we go. All right. So we are trying a different angle. This one I kind of like. Look, on the flip side, there's that lack of autofocus. But you know what? That's okay. So the ice skating rink. This set was released on the 1st of December of 2020, and it only lasted that month. It was retired on the 31st of December of 2020. Recommended retail price of $20. 304 pieces. Took me all of 23 minutes. Did not take very long at all. So, again, with the new camera, we tried out a new angle. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Sorry about Lobo's butt being in the video right there. But apparently he wanted to be where the action was. Let me tell you, the makers of Lego certainly know how to make this not a quiet item. Not only because, you got the loose parts that almost sounds like glass as you drop a whole handful, but when you have something that's brand new in box and you're trying to put stuff together while everybody is still asleep, the cellophane bags that these parts come in are just as loud, in my opinion, as falling Lego parts in general. But again, that's just my opinion. Lego is not something that you can be quiet with. Let's just put it that way. Alright, so we've gotten the gears put together on the interior of this build. Now we're about to start adding the landscape of it, as well as the gears for the ice skaters motion. So this set, I've seen this in the store a few times. I thought that this was a cool little set, and I showed it to Mrs. Brick Whisperer for the village. She likes it. She likes the fact that they twirl around. And right now she is in the kitchen preparing for the Army-Navy game, hollering twirly, 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 twirly. Alright, so there you see, yeah, I had to do a quick test. I had to make sure that everything works. It is generally a good idea, if you're doing anything with sets that incorporate motion, to make sure that things work. Last thing you want to do is have the entire set complete, motion doesn't work at all, and then you got to tear down. I've been down that road before, not very fun. Alright, slap the tree in, get the skaters on, and another blurry turntable. Again, new camera. I have learned my lesson. Tony, leave the autofocus on. So, my bad, y'all. Now, if I am not mistaken, here in a moment, we will switch over to, oh, here I go. I'm just straight reach in, turn it off, and there's the movement. Two down, one to go. Let's try and get this knocked out in time for guests to arrive to watch the Army-Navy game. So we're going to dive right into, boom, set number 10259, the Winter Village Station. This set, very cool, adds an awesome dynamic to the village, and let's just dive in. Here we go. Alright, so the Winter Village Station. This set was released on the 1st of October of 2017, retired on the 31st of December of 2018. Had a recommended retail price of $80. 902 pieces, but this took me an hour 15. I don't remember what exactly it was that slowed me down, but you know what? It's quite alright. So when I said that this adds an interesting dynamic, it really, really does. Because when you wish to incorporate, say, one of the winter themed trains, well, hey, now you got an entire station, you've got additional track, but the train is for another video. Yes, there is a train. Do we have it motorized? No. Do we have it going around the whole winter village? No. Why? Because making a circular track with the parts that LEGO provides, it is way too big for the TV stand. So right now everything is just as a it's all static display. So as you can see with this particular this should look like a very familiar camera angle when I do my builds, because it's pretty much the one I consistently use. You know, I have shot enough footage for probably another 3 or 4 videos, and I want to say that the vast majority of them are at this angle. So again, please comment below, let me know which angle you would like to see. But on top of that, as you watch, you'll see the camera kind of bump. Believe it or not, that's not me. That is the autofocus kind of fighting with the time lapse. That's why it's such a really pronounced bump. Which is also another reason why I decided to also use my old camera. You know, I'll probably use my old camera to record the builds, use the new camera to record this part. This way everything records in stereo. Hey, what can I say? Things change. We'll see what happens as time goes on. Alright, so on to the train station. There's a little gap there missing in that tan and brown tile area, but that's because it's sitting right there on the desk, and I just simply cannot see it, and I just kept trucking along. I kept trying to find it as I was moving forward. I don't think I find it for quite some time. So why am I not organizing as I go? That is an excellent question. I think the reason why I chose not to organize, in fact, for the vast majority of the builds for the Winter Village, I chose not to organize first. For the most of them. Some of them I still did. The reason why... there was a build jump there. Did something not record? Or did I put something in the wrong area? Well, I guess we'll find out here momentarily. So, yeah, I just simply chose not to, and as you see, bam, just like that, right there, there's a whole bunch of pieces already organized. Sometimes when I want to try and get some stuff knocked out, there's just a part of my brain that says, hey, don't worry about organizing, let's just get the stuff done. And that was kind of where my mind was. Alright, we're going to get the clock tower roof put on, then we're going to call it a day, I hope. Okay, and there it is. We got a barista, we got the guy selling tickets, we got the family trying to get on a train that's not there yet, and there's a little cab. If you look inside, you can even see the cab driver. What a fun set. So that's going to do it for the village today. I'm telling y'all, I cannot wait to show you all the finished product. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, some viewers just might see it today for the big Army-Navy game. So, with all that being said, share this with your friends, share this with your family, share this with anybody you know that loves Lego. Share this with anybody you know that would love to see a Lego Winter Christmas Village. And with all that being said, let's hear y'all loud and proud. We will see you when we see you. And remember, go Army, beat Navy. Y'all have a good day.